Dillian the Body Snatcher White here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Now, ever since the news broke yesterday that Dillian Whyte versus Oleksandr Povetkin Part 2, the rematch, which was set to be for about 2.5 weeks' time on November the 21st, of course, that's now been pulled, cancelled, rescheduled for a target date, January the 30th. Now, ever since that news come out, who's the very first person to pop up? David Haye. David Haye manages Dereck Chisora. Dereck Chisora just went through 12 rounds against Oleksandr Usyk. David Haye is saying, well, let's keep that date, November 21st. Let's have Dillian Whyte versus Dereck Chisora Part 3. Now, as a manager of a professional fighter will fight anybody, any place, any time. So a manager is to rein in your client. In this case, Dereck Chisora needs to be reined in by David Haye. David Haye is supposed to look after his welfare as well as just his finances and negotiating the fights. He needs to save Dereck Chisora from himself by saying, no, you've only just fought Oleksandr Usyk. You can't get straight in with a Dillian Whyte or anybody within a 3-week period. But David Haye, he ain't like that. He's just thinking about the kind of cut that it is that he's going to make from another pay-per-view, because Dillian Whyte versus Chisora will always do well at the box office. Let's be honest about it. So David Haye needs to pack it in. Because that's just ridiculous. I mean, I'm not even too sure if the British Box Border Control would even clear Chisora for a 3-week turnaround from fighting a Usyk to going straight in with a Dillian Whyte within a 3-week period. I'm not too sure that the British Box Border Control would even sanction that, because Dereck Chisora, he's not a registered journeyman, is he? Journeymen who do a 4-rounder or a 6-rounder. He's just done a 12-rounder where he was gassing from round number 2. He did very well in that fight. Not saying he didn't, but that was a hard fight for him. And David Haye, we know what it is that he's like. He's going to be coming out saying things, well, Dereck Chisora, he's in better optimum condition now than what he was when he fought Oleksandr Usyk. Even though there'll only be like a 3-week gap. You know how David Haye likes to spin these narratives. It's absolute nonsense. David Haye, you need to wind your neck in and shut up. Other names that's been brought out, Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter, he's, again, willing and able to fight anybody, any place, any time. And that's an interesting fight, but it's not a pay-per-view fight, because outside of probably the hardcore fans, not many people really know Michael Hunter. He's not a big seller. He's not a big ticket seller. He doesn't do well with views on TV or anything like that. That's why Matchroom ended his contract, even though he's a very, very capable fighter. So Michael Hunter, no, I think Michael Hunter, besides, the amount of times that I spoke with Dillian Whyte and mentioned the name Michael Hunter, he says that Michael Hunter is not worth his time. He's not going to bless Michael Hunter with any kind of payday. So screw Michael Hunter. If Michael Hunter wants a shot at Dillian Whyte, he's going to have to go out and earn it. I know people may say, but he got a draw with Povetkin and Povetkin beat Dillian Whyte. It's not the point. It's all about what's at the box office. It's all about where you are in the rankings and all that kind of stuff. Although Michael Hunter is ranked quite well in the WBC. I think he's ranked like number 9 or something like that. So it's not a bad place. But for me, if I was advising Dillian Whyte, of course I don't, and I wouldn't advise Dillian Whyte either. But with the amount of conversations that we've had, and even some brief ones ever since the last Povetkin fight, it's always been about the rematch. Sure, it's about getting the interim world title back. It's about getting the mandatory position back. But it's also about, I ain't going to let you get away with doing what you've done. I was kicking your ass. You landed a huge punch on me. Congratulations. But I ain't going to let you get away with that. So if I was going to advise Dillian Whyte, I would say, if January the 30th is going to be the date, okay, just take the rest of the time. January the 30th it is. The only time that maybe Dillian should be fighting would be if Tyson Fury reaches out to him for December the 5th. Because it's always been about the world title, isn't it, for Dillian? It's always been about the WBC. So if that opportunity presented itself, take that one, sure. If not, no other fight out there, unless of course Joshua, maybe. But outside of a world title, Oleksandr Povetkin should be the only man that Dillian Whyte would even consider fighting for revenge and getting his position back. That would be my advice for Dillian. Don't need no Michael Hunter. Don't need no third fight with Dereck Chisora. Just don't need it. So why bother with it? Anyway, I mean, that's my thoughts. Again, some people will say, but Dillian Whyte, when he got stopped by Povetkin, why is he taking the rematch so quickly on November 21st? It's only, a 10-week period between the gaps. Dillian Whyte, he needs that extra time for, if any kind of damage was done by that one knockout, you need all the time that you could possibly get to fully heal. I mean, for me, I think Dillian Whyte's perfectly fine. I think Dillian Whyte could have probably fought the next day. But you never know. You never know. Even if there's only a 1% chance that if he could just get hit just a little bit and he go like a little bit dizzy, sure, take that extra time. If you've been gifted a little bit extra time, take that extra time. As much as Dillian ain't going to like to hear that, because he wants revenge. He's a fighting man. He'll fight anyone. But if I was I'm advising Dillian Whyte, just wait for that Povetkin one. If the Tyson Fury one presents itself, sure, take that, because that's what it's all about. But for now, forget about Chisora, forget about Michael Hunter. But at the same time, if Dillian Whyte did say, yeah, okay, you know what, November 21st, Eddie, let's keep that date, give me an opponent, of course we're going to watch it, of course we are. But if it is Dereck Chisora, I'll be very, very disappointed in David Haye and very, very disappointed in Eddie Hearn for allowing this to happen, and the British Box Board of Control as well. Very disappointed, because they shouldn't be allowing fighters to do that. Dereck Chisora, he's not a gatekeeper / journeyman who fights week after week or every couple of weeks 4 rounders. He don't do that. He fights 10, 12 rounders at hard pace as well. So David Haye, you should be ashamed of yourself really for even mentioning it. 3-week turnaround. Dereck Chisora is ready. Of course he is. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, catch you on the next video.